I became a better leader when at the age of 42, I went back to junior high. 5 years ago in my career, I was in a role where I was struggling for a variety of reasons, was successful but wasn't happy. And then I was given a responsibility to build a leadership workshop, a 2-day leadership workshop for about 200 leaders in our company. And it was for everybody that was a senior director level and above, with one exception. It also depended on how many levels down from the CEO you were. It is so funny how in corporate America, we make all these weird constructs to say who's in and who's out. Well, I was a senior director, but I was 4 levels down, not 3. So I was responsible for designing this program, completely building the program, and actually facilitating part of the program. But the leader of our department made it really clear to me and to my boss that I actually wasn't invited. I was angry. I mean, I did the work, I built the program, I facilitated the program, and it was awesome. But I was angry, and I was angry for a long time. Now, coincidentally, what the program was about was authentic leadership. So it's about getting to understand yourself as a leader, being self-aware, self-managing, having empathy. And so all of these concepts were running around in my mind at the same time that I'm sitting with all this anger and frustration. I also, at the same time, had started going through yoga teacher training because I decided that I needed something in my life that would fulfill me outside of work. I couldn't just define myself by my career. Between these concepts of authentic leadership and the yoga teacher training, the reflection I was doing there, I really started to ask myself, why was I having such a strong reaction? Why was I handing so much power over to the situation and this person? And also realizing that the way that I was letting that come out was impacting how I showed up at work every day. It was impacting my colleagues. It was impacting my team, the people who looked to me for support. It was impacting everybody around me, and that wasn't okay. So I spent some really hard time doing really hard work of saying, why is this happening? And I sat and I looked at all of these bags that I'd been carting around, metaphorical bags in my career. And I opened up one of the bags. And I saw a 12-year-old girl back in 7th grade who was on a ski trip, coming back from a ski trip. And if you ever want to ask me why I don't ski, this is why. I was coming back from a ski trip, 3-hour bus ride. I was talking to some girlfriends, and 4 other girls on the bus decided that it was my turn to be bullied. For 3 hours, they bullied me. And these other girls that I was talking to, my friends, they stopped talking to me because they didn't want to be next. I don't remember what was said. I just remember how I felt. And that was the start of over a year of being bullied, of being ostracized, of being left out. And it built this incredible need in me to feel included, and a reaction that I have when I feel like I'm being left out. So now here I am. I'm 42 years old, 30 years later, and I'm reacting to something that started when I was 12. Now, being able to sit with that and look at that and understand that gave me the ability to name it. And there is so much power in naming things, and I named it. And I acknowledged it, and I gave myself some grace and compassion for that. And I did a lot of hard work to come to terms with that. So 6 months later, I'm in another position where, again, I am facilitating a leadership workshop for the same group of leaders, and again, I'm not invited. And I remember so vividly, I'm sitting at my desk with the list of attendees in front of me. I'm about to build this group activity, and I am not on this list. And I had this feeling, just flush, come up through my body, into my head. And I was able to sit and take a breath and identify it. It was shame. It was embarrassment. It was that fear of being left out, of not being good enough, of not being one of the popular kids. I was able to name it, acknowledge it, sit with it, and let it go. I took a deep breath and I moved on with my day. 3 years later, I'm now at a different company, leading an HR team, and my company gets acquired. And in an acquisition, you're going to have some what we love to call redundancies. Great euphemism for people that you don't want to keep on for cost savings. It was pretty clear I was going to be a redundancy because you don't need 2 HR leaders. This is the pinnacle of the potential for feeling left out. And I made a decision in that moment that I was going to name it, acknowledge it, and give myself grace for it, but I was going to lead differently. I was going to lead with grace and integrity. I was going to do what needed to be done. And 9 months later, when I was exited from that company, and I knew it was coming for 6 months, very long goodbye, I got feedback from my colleagues that I gave them a model for how to lead in a difficult situation with grace and integrity and compassion and making sure that you do the right thing. So here's my invitation to everyone in this room, because we all lead in different parts of our lives. And we all have reactions to different things. When you're having a reaction, sit for a moment and look at those bags around you, that baggage that you carry. Maybe crack one open. See if there's something in there that you can unpack. See if there's something that you can dig into, reflect on, name, own, and then understand why you might have that reaction. So that when you come to your people, your family, your colleagues, your team the next time you're with them, you show up as the leader that you are and deserve to be. That's my invitation to you. It's not easy, it's hard work, and it hurts. But I gotta tell you, it is so rewarding.